Back in January this year, the Miami Herald put out an article citing U-Haul that now Florida is the #1 state that everyone is moving to. And prior to then, it was Texas for about 4 years. So why is everyone moving to Florida? Well, in today's video, I'm going to explore that with you, and I'm going to give you 10 reasons and facts of why I think this is happening, some being my opinions, some being facts, and some a little mix of both. Number 1 is the weather. Now, I have to say this first because this was actually the very first thing that made me want to be here also. There's no denying that Florida has some of the best weather year-round in the entire country, and especially this time of year in the winter, daytime averages like in the mid-70s, nighttime averages in the mid-60s. And meanwhile, the rest of the country is basically freezing this time of year. Besides Southern California, Texas, and Arizona maybe, everywhere else is very cold, and this is one of the only places you can escape that freezing cold this time of year. Trust me, I know, I was born and raised in northern Illinois, and I don't miss the winters there at all. It does really start to get hot here towards the middle of May, and it will stay hot pretty much all the way through the middle of October. But honestly, that's right around the corner from summer. Most of the rest of the country gets hot this time of year anyways, so what's the difference, right? The main difference here is that it just stays hot day and night, and there's really no temperature relief at nighttime from the heat. But people that are sick of the cold like I was, if they come here, they're happy with that trade-off usually. Next thing is jobs. Jobs in Florida are plentiful. There's jobs in the hospitality and services industry. There are manufacturing jobs, building boats and parts for boats. There are jobs in the tourism industry. There are jobs at all of Florida's amusement parks. There are jobs in the medical field. There are jobs in some of the popular Florida sports like golf and tennis. Everyone in Florida here needs air conditioning year-round, so there are HVAC jobs. There's also plenty of jobs in the construction field. In fact, so many job openings that they can't even fill them all anymore because Florida is full of new construction everywhere and they really just can't keep up. So if you're in the construction business, this could be a good place for you, but you gotta keep in mind that you're gonna be working in the heat all day. The list really does go on. This is just the ones I can think of off the top of my head. Now this one I've mentioned in a few of my other videos, but it's definitely worth mentioning again because it is a big driving force of why people move here. Florida is one of only 8 states in the entire country that has no state income tax. And if you are wealthy and you're trying to escape a high tax state like California, Illinois, New York, or maybe you're retiring and you don't want to keep paying tax on all the money that you've worked so hard your entire life for, this is a huge drawing factor for people that are looking to pay less in tax and not just have to pay tax on top of tax on top of tax. Do we have a bunch of other taxes here in Florida? Of course we do. You still got to pay property taxes. We still have sales tax. We still have other taxes, but not having to file a state income tax return saves you money in a lot of different ways. So that is definitely one of the reasons people are moving here. Next, I have made a video about this recently, which you can check out right here in case you haven't seen it. Florida has a below average cost of living compared to the lifestyle that's offered here when you look at other states that are similar, like California. Housing in most of the state is relatively affordable, along with a bunch of services and goods here that are also affordable as well. So it makes it very easy to live a high quality of life here in Florida without breaking the bank. Next up, the beaches. The beaches are also one of the main things I think draws a lot of people here because number one, our beaches here are so beautiful, and the other thing is that Florida is literally one big beach. The entire perimeter of the state is basically made up of beaches, and all the different beaches that I've been to here are all beautiful in their own way. In fact, the fantasy I had for a long time before moving here to Florida was to one day live on the beach, and I'm proud to say that I was able to not only fulfill that fantasy, but keep it fulfilled for the last 12 years living beachside here, and I love it. Number 6 on my list is that Florida has a very close proximity to South America and the Caribbean, and also to Europe. Florida is the southernmost state in the United States, making it very close to South America and it's one of the easternmost states as well, making it very easy for people from Europe to frequent Florida. Especially down here in Miami, we have a lot of people that choose to make Florida their home, coming from Europe and South America, and they either live here full-time or part-time, but either way, it makes it easy for them to go back and forth to their home countries versus somewhere like, the western side of the country that would add an extra 3 or 4 hours to their flight time. And really, you combine this with the ideal location and the ideal lifestyle, it's no wonder that so many foreigners have decided to call Florida their home. One of my favorites, the laid-back lifestyle. Florida is known for its laid-back culture, especially in places like Key West and St. Augustine and the Gulf Coast. These are all laid-back areas where you can do as much or as little as you want every day, and if you have the means to come here and live that lifestyle, by all means, you should do it. I myself prefer this type of vibe and lifestyle, and I encourage everybody that is into that type of lifestyle to come here and check it out. This one is something people have been doing here for a very long time, and that is retirement. Florida has a lot of 55 and older communities here, and the benefit for people that are 55 and older to come and live in those communities is, number one, those communities tend to be significantly cheaper than the housing surrounding them because of the rules that are in place to live there, such as you need to be 55 and older, and you might not be able to have any kids on the premises, or if you do, it's just for the day, they can't stay overnight, and things like that. And if you're looking to come to Florida and retire on a budget, and you also want to have some peace and quiet during your retirement and not have a bunch of kids running around everywhere, Florida is probably going to be the place for you, and it has been the place for a lot of other retirees in the past, and that is also part of the reason why so many people are moving here, because the baby boomer generation is starting to retire by the masses, and a lot of them are coming here. Culture. Now, this really depends on where you decide to move to in Florida, but for example, down here in Miami, there is basically a huge melting pot of all different types of cultures and languages, and that's one of the main reasons people decide to come here, because they want to experience that. They want to immerse themselves in that melting pot and kind of experience what it's like to see life from different sides of the globe. That's not one of my favorite things about living here in Florida, but I definitely think that it is for a lot of other people, so it's worth mentioning. Florida has no shortage of attractions, malls, and just generally fun things to do. We have so many new shopping malls here. In fact, they're planning one of the biggest shopping malls in the entire world coming soon. That's going to be in the northern part of Miami or the southern part of Broward County, somewhere near I-75. And they've already been planning this place. It's supposed to have like a ski resort inside, a water park, all kinds of things like that. And we don't have anything like that in this area, so that's going to be interesting and pretty cool to see once it's up and running. And that's just one of the many amusement parks and attractions that Florida has to offer. Orlando has all of the famous ones like Disney and Universal. Tampa has Busch Gardens and a bunch of different water parks. And the Keys in itself are its own attraction, plus all the different beaches, the Everglades. I mean, really, the list is mind-boggling of how many things there are to do here. And at the end of the day, people go to work, they work really hard, and they want to have something fun to do when they're not working and be able to spend their money on experiences that are really going to, be fun for their family and overall up their quality of life. So it's no wonder that people choose Florida, because it's one of the only states that has so many attractions like this, all within a very close proximity to each other. There are probably a ton of other reasons why people are moving here, and I just named some of the best ones that I could come up with, and I tried to make this list as interesting as I could. But if you know of something or a different reason that people are moving here to Florida that I didn't mention in this list, put it in the comments below, because I'm curious to know some of the other reasons why people are moving here. And guys, if you had a good time and you enjoyed watching this video, guess what? I have more of them for you to watch right over here that you're probably gonna love just as much as this one. So I hope to see you guys over there, and I'll see you next time.